It's fighting game time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the s.h.figuarts Tekken 8 NinaWilliams. Now, as you know, I don't really collect the line. However, I'm a big fan of fighting game characters and their designs. And Nina is one of the, well, not one of the, actually the OG woman of the Tekken series. Been there from 1 to 8 and all the other, even had her own game like Death by Degrees. Anybody remember that? Regardless of any of those, I love the design for Nina in Tekken 8. That's why I had to pick up this figure. And now let's have a look at it together. And don't forget, while you're here, leave a like, subscribe to this channel if you want to see more figure reviews. And who's your favorite Tekken female character? Stands on her own despite the high heels. That's always a good sign to start off. She stands at about 14.5, almost 14.5 centimeters to the top of the head, which means we are going up to 6 inches. Size comparisons.
Here's Jolter, the s.h.figuarts Son Goku, Figma Alice, s.h.figuarts Chun-Li, Storm Collectibles Kazuya, and Darkseid.
Overall look and detail. It's bland. Why? I'll tell you in just a second. I'm gonna start off with the face. And I guess this is interesting because all the Tekken characters look fairly realistic. And I feel like the face sculpt does a good enough job at it. Hair sculpt, you know, it's good for the most part, but it looks pretty muddy also in some other areas. Again, really hard to replicate the realistic style you have in it. But the hair is somewhat metallic, so it is shiny, which I like. Shiny hair, especially for Tekken, it makes sense. I wish they would have done the same for the rest. So we have the leather jacket, which does look a lot more glossy than the rest of it. I'm fine with it, and there's also some detail in the back. But everything else, also we have like some more painted detail in the front over here. I mean, the paint has some metallic, has some purple on there. Paint is good for the most part. I don't see like many issues with bleeding, except for this weird kind of purple line on her finger. But that's some QC issues. Now, back to the measure at hand. Also, there's some boba, nice boob window, and some gold metallic. But the figure just looks plain. Especially for the Tekken games, everything looks nice and shiny. And I say the jacket is borderline, but you know, everything just looks plasticky. Especially her outfit, which again would have been nice with a paint of metallic, coat of metallic going all over it. Because again, it's like really shiny when the light hits it in the games. It's nice and vibrant. And this, you know, it's just like purple plastic. And then we have the frizzy stuff in the lower half, which is fine, I guess. It's really just, they didn't cut it up all the way. They just decided to have some parts of it. And I don't really know. Like, obviously it would have been nice if it was cloth, but that's something that's so rare. But then again, like, some companies do cloth here and there, so I don't know. Also, we have some knives with some nice metallic golden handles on there. And it's Ponsu time. Let me get in there. Black Ponsu has a beautiful butt mold. No issues there. And also the stockings, they are painted nicely. There are also some detail in the mold itself. But once again, I would have wished they would be a little bit more shiny. And then we have some metallic gold and the shoes. Again, I mean, the paint is good, but it's also freaking plain looking. Now for the articulation. The head moves back and forth on its own, but you also do have neck articulation, so let's push that all the way forward quite nicely and to the back. You know, it's a little bit blocked by the hair, but not really too much. We still get some nice upward movement. Then that does also tilt side to side. Not really that great, but let's use it with the neck, that works. And then we also can swivel it around. Now for the shoulder, we do have a hinge in there that is connected into like somewhat of a butterfly joint, which has another ball on the lower half. You have some rotation in there, and the forward movement, I guess, is fine. Let me actually get this into the right position. If you get the hinge forward, it still doesn't really move forward that much. I guess everything is really pushing back on it. But let's move the hinge back up. So you get that You would think it goes up a little bit more, but, you know, I guess it doesn't. So, then we also have a swivel in there, and there's no... Wait, there's a bicep swivel. I couldn't find it. Weirdly molded. I guess it looks clean for the most part, depending on how you rotate it around. Then we have a double-hinged elbow. Goes up all the way. And then classic stuff for the hand. You do have a ball hinge. Nothing too fancy. Goes up and down, and can also be swiveled around for your chest area. Well, I know there's something going on in the chest area, but I don't really get anything out of it. Just trying to hold on to it. Mostly just a swivel. I think everything is just stuck in there. Also, this piece loves to disconnect, but maybe if I get a good grip on this one now. No. There's definitely something on the upper half, but I don't get anything. So we do have a little bit of back and forth motion, but everything else, yeah, there's barely any room in it. Also, like, her back is a little bit uncovered in there. But, yeah, they didn't really leave any room. As such, it mostly just, like, wiggles back and forth. And you're forced to use the hip part, which I guess it's fine. So we get that side to side, back and forth. And also can be swiveled quite easily, no issues there. Then the legs, you can guess they are not held back as much as I thought from the dress. So you can still get some nice high kicks. Obviously, if you move it out, it gets a little bit more. So that's fine. And then you can also, let me get this back into position. You can also swivel it. Well, not really swivel, but get a little bit side to side. You do have a swivel in the stocking part, so you can get that all the way around. Also, there's like a little gun holster in there. I didn't show you that, but there you go. Another glorious panty shot while we're at it. And then double hinged knees for some high kicks. And then finally, the foot is on another ball hinge, so you can bring that back and forth. And you can also rotate it on the upper part. You can swivel that around, and you also have a pivot. And finally, you do have a toe hinge. Now for the accessories, it's pretty basic, but I don't really mind a little bit more simple. First and foremost, you have a supposedly yelling face, and the other one is a smile question mark. I'm saying it so very sarcastically because these are some of the worst expressions I've ever seen. There's barely any changes in her face and her demeanor and whatnot, and it feels like they really were scared to go a little bit too far away from it, and you know, didn't want to make it look cartoony or whatnot. So the result is not that great. Then we also have sunglasses, which are just kind of put over her face, and yeah, those are pretty simple, a little bit glossy. We have two guns because she uses guns in the game. Again, those are very simple looking, a little bit metallic, and you know, you don't really need to do much for that. It looks good, it looks fine, the mold is great, you know, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Then for the hands, we have like this one, only for the left side, I think, like, yeah, this kind of posing hand, and then we have these two hands, one with the trigger finger, and the other one open. Do not have like a, no, that wasn't even a trigger finger. Here are the trigger finger hands. What's the other one then? I don't know. Somewhat trigger thing-y. Oh, that's to hold on to the sunglasses. I'm an idiot, so yeah. Clearly, to hold on to sunglasses. And then finally, we do have fist hands, because that's what you gotta have on a fighting game character. Of course. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You also get the background stage, which looks like crap. I mean, the printing on there is fine, but they folded it up like that. So if you line it up, you get like something like that. They have like the two pieces. You got like the tower in the back. My main issue is like, sorry, why do you fold it like that? Why do you fold it this way and then print it on the other side? Because, like, this, obviously you can't use that, but it probably wouldn't look so bad if it was on this side, right? Final thoughts! This is an interesting one, because the mold's great, the paint is, whatever, the faces are okay, the accessories are fine. I mean, I wish we had, like, a front hairpiece with sunglasses, and also, by the way, using this specific hand to get the sunglasses in there is impossible. I tried it for like 5 minutes and then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Articulation-wise, it's fine, it's nothing groundbreaking, but the most important thing here is that You know, we have the torso disconnecting a little bit, and I also had specifically like the right shoulder joint pop out a couple of times. But nothing breaks, it's very easy to reattach, and finally this figure is fun? Yeah, I just had fun playing around with this figure, putting into poses, and also props for the figure actually keeping poses. Despite being on high heels, I got a good amount of like posability out of her, and always got her to stand up, so the joints are tight in the areas where they need to be, and just handling this figure was fun. Even though the release in general is just mid. I mean, again, that's how I'm gonna wrap this up. This figure is mid. If you want a Nina figure, this is not the worst pickup you can have, but if you're not really like that much of a fan of the character or the design, this is an easy skip. So yeah. But again, I think you can buy worse at the price point. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever NinaWilliams wants.